After 20 years as a refugee here in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Euphrasia Mukabasuku is finally going home to Rwanda. She registers at this transit centre. She was 10 when the genocide began. She says she just about remembers people being killed. Since then, she married, had 4 children and is pregnant with a 5th.
I want to go home because my children do not go to school here. I'm getting older and I want to be back with my family.
More than 2 million people fled from Rwanda in the aftermath of the genocide. They were mostly ethnic Hutus escaping the advancing Tutsi-dominated rebels. Among the refugees were the politicians and militia responsible for the genocide. Nearly 1 million people crossed this border here, coming from Rwanda into the Democratic Republic of Congo, moving this way into the city of Goma. Then they lived in camps for the following 2 years along the border area, which became infamous for their squalid conditions and for being home to armed groups that continued launching attacks back into Rwanda. In 1996, the Rwandan army and allied militia came into Congo. They broke up the camps and many of the refugees had to go home. Others fled further into Congo, and to this day the UN says that there's nearly 200,000 Rwandan refugees still living here. Euphrasia was among thousands who've been living in remote areas under the control of the Hutu rebel group, the FDLR. She says they don't allow refugees to go home, but she managed to sneak away. She's in a group of 20 being taken across the border by the UN. They move a small group every week, but the trickle of voluntary returnees is slow. Many more aren't free to go home, and many others don't want to. We spoke to several living in Goma who weren't willing to be filmed. They said they're worried Rwandan security agents could target them for criticising the government or for not going home. But this man agreed on condition we hide his identity. He was 7 during the genocide. He says Rwandan soldiers later killed his parents in Congo. He still doesn't trust the Tutsi-dominated government.
What makes me most afraid to go back is that the Rwandan government killed my parents. Also, some people my age who have returned have been forced to come back to Congo and fight as rebels and killed.
Meanwhile, Euphrazia's group arrives at a transit centre in Rwanda. She's confident her move is for the better. She's given some food. In the coming days, she'll be taken back to her village. She's one of many who feel they can now rebuild a normal life. But for others, still living as refugees, the turmoil of the 1990s and its legacy goes on.